Yo, what is going on, guys? Crypto Vibes for also known as Crypto, bringing you guys another video. And today, guys, I have my semifinals match in the UPC Season 2 going up against Coach Oak in his Icky Town Incineroars. So, yeah, if you guys are hyped for playoffs, go ahead and leave a like down below. Really would appreciate it. As we're getting started, yeah. We ended up getting the second seed in the playoffs, so we did get a bye into the semifinals automatically, which was pretty sick. It's pretty sick to get the bye, obviously it helps you out a little bit. And now we are facing Coach Oak, so definitely not an easy matchup, as Oak in our week 2 matchup, I believe. Yeah, we played Oak week 2 in the regular season, and we ended up winning that game only 2-0, and it's because we had a damn proc Meowstick, which ended up pulling it through at the end, helping our Mega Swampert actually helped pull it out through the win and help us win the game. I'm sorry, stumbling my words, but yeah, Mega Swampert basically pulled through at the end, but this time we don't have Mega Swampert, so we're gonna have to change some things up for sure. But that also means he's gonna have to change up some things. As I definitely like our matchup going into it, though. I feel like Oak's team is definitely very good, but I feel like we have a very solid matchup against him with a couple of my mons in particular. So I definitely think we have a good shot here, but we're still facing Coach Oak, so it's not going to be easy. So anyways, getting into our first mon we're bringing a Choice Scarf Lander's Theorem, which outspeeds Tapu Koko by half a point, which is the idea there. I'm actually rocking double Scarfers, if that gives anything away. I mean, you guys probably know what the other Scarfer is if you've been keeping up with the season. But we have Choice Scarf Landers with Earthquake, U-Turn, Stone Edge, and Knockoff. It's basically a very good revenge killer against the majority of his team. If I'm ever in a scenario against Tapu Koko, like, Oak's a very aggressive player. I feel like he might just go straight for the HP Ice in most scenarios. And Landers can obviously pick that off with an Earthquake if he's not Shuka, or like if I'm not burnt or anything, or something, you know, something out of the ordinary is in the way. And yeah, he could bring Choice Scarf Tapu Koko, so that's definitely something I need to scout out for, as I think it has a decent matchup against my team, considering I'm very predictable now that I bring Choice Scarf Kyogre a lot, which actually is my next mon on the roster, which I will go ahead and explain in a second. But like I said, Landers is a very good revenge killer. Earthquake spam is very good against the team outside of things like Mega Salamence, so that's one mon in particular that's a little bit annoying. At least I have Stone Edge to do about, I believe it does about 60% if I'm not intimidated by it at first, so that's very good there. It doesn't let it Dragon Dance up for free, which is nice. So that's the idea behind this. Getting to my next one, we have my Kyogre, my Choice Scarf Kyogre set with Water Spout, Origin Pulse, Ice Beam, and Rest. Rest will correspond with one of my mons later on, you will see. It's actually very nice on this set, but most importantly, Water Spout is going to be the move we'll be clicking the most against the team. I expect Tangrowth to come like almost 100% just because of the Water Spout spam ability. I could just click Water Spout against his team if he doesn't bring Tangrowth. And even then, Tangrowth needs to be AV and like max benefit to be able to take on Water Spouts from Kyogre, which is not going to be easy. So we'll see what happens there. Other than that, he needs to bring like I guess Mega Salamence can take one, but like then again, like he just needs to get damage off of my Kyogre to be able to put it in like a point where I can't just start sweeping with Water Spout, which is something I could do if I don't like if I don't play my win cons out right. I have a couple win cons in this game, but Kyogre could be, I guess, considered one, but if not necessarily. And it is outspeeding a choice, or outspeeding his fastest mon on the team, being his Tapu Koko, by half a point yet again. So that's how I deal with that. Sorry, I'm a little stuffy today, but yeah, that's basically Kyogre set. It's very self-explanatory what Kyogre does. You can see his team, you can see Water Spout. Like, it may not look impressive against the majority of his team, but like, trust me, it hits extremely hard. Like, Oko's Cloyster, I understand Cloyster doesn't have a very good Spadef stat, but it's still Oko's Cloyster, which is very nice. Druddigon is our next one. I'm rocking Druddigon this week with the Roselli Berry, Stealth Rock, Gunk Shot, Rock Slide, and Dragon Tail. I really wanted another rocker this week, and Druddigon had a somewhat decent matchup. I could rock Kabutops, but the only reason I brought Kabutops last time is it was a Z Crystal user from me last time, and this time around it's not. I changed up my Z Crystal users, and Kabutops is just a little bit too weak to break through some of his things like the Tangrowth, the Oxys Defense, which originally I had the Buggium Z for, so can't do that this time around. So I mean, that can't be my rocker. It would probably be offensive if it come anyways, but my Druddigon is going to be coming this week with the Stealth Rock, Gunk Shot, Rock Slide, Dragon Tail, and the Roselli Berry. The Roselli Berry is there for the Tapu Koko. It's another way of picking Tapu Koko off because Tapu Koko is just a nuisance in general. I want to be able to get rid of it if necessary. I'm very confident Tapu Koko would come, especially against a rain team. He can bring Thunder on his Tapu Koko if he wants to. I brought Kyogre every single week, so I mean, it's not like he has to predict Kyogre to come or not. So basically the idea there is I can revenge, I can one-shot him with Gunk Shot. I'm sure for his Gunk Shot, that like does 140%, I believe, to Tapu Koko, which is pretty strong, so let me get a drink real quick, see if that helps my stuffy nose. Jesus. I get to talking and I like lose my breath for a second. I don't understand. Here we go. Okay. Now we're rocking 8 in Spit F. I don't think I need to creep anything particular on speed, so I just went max attack, adamant, and then max HP. Basically, like, it beats Coco. It can beat Coco one-on-one with the Roselli Berry intact. If Volt switches out on me, that's a little annoying because I never reveal things like Gunk Shot. He does have mons like Steelix, which can wall this. I mean, I can Dragon Tail out at least if I have rocks up. I'll potentially force things in like Tapu Koko and make him want to click something like Dazzling Gleam if he does have that on deck. Or something where I could at least Gunk Shot him back and just take him out, you know? That's the idea there with Druddigon. I think it's going to be a pretty reliable rocker, and that's what I wanted this week, as he does have things like the Mega Salamence, he does have the Volcarona, which it did come the first time around, but I don't know if it'll come this time around. I'm not sure about its matchup this time around, but anyways, coming to my next mon, I need a way of dealing with a Dragon Dance, or out of control Dragon Dance Mega Salamence, or an out of control like setup in Deoxys, and that has got to be my Meowstic. We're bringing double screens this time around. Like, double screens are just nice in general with Light Clay. I didn't really need another item, and I felt like double screens were just nice, but Thunder Wave is actually very, very important on this mon, as I'm rocking the Thunder Wave, and then Heal Bell. Heal Bell is there, it corresponds with the Rest Kyogre, so if we're ever to rest back up the pool, we can Heal Bell that back up, and then our Kyogre is back at full and clicking Water Spout, so that's the idea there. Dual screens obviously let me pivoting a little bit easier because this team is very, very offensive, and I want to have reliable switch-ins. Because things like Landorus still can be switch-ins, even though it's offensive. Things like Kyogre can still be switch-ins just because of his natural bulk. Things like Druddigon, just my whole team essentially can do a lot better with screens up, and I want to be able to do that. And like I said, Heal Bell is for the Kyogre there, and any potential like Scald Burns, I mean, he only has Cloisters as water type. Any other like status moves, I guess Heal Bell can be nice for. We're gonna have enough speed for his Nihilego, I believe, which I had Psyshock on this set before instead of Light Screen, I believe, and I just had Reflect. I changed that because I had a strong feeling he would bring Nihilego, so I guess his speed creep doesn't really make too much sense anymore if he doesn't bring Nihilego, because I can't really do anything to it besides Thunder Wave it, which I do faster than it anyways without my Prankster ability, so I don't know about that one. I went for 4 status moves, which I didn't feel extremely comfortable with, but at the same time I felt like it was my best option against him at this given match, I guess. So yeah, that's the Meowstic. Anyways, getting into my next mon, we are bringing Titanium, my Magearna, with Therium Z, Flurkin, Aurasphere, Shift Gear, and Calm Mind. I have Aurasphere just because Focus Blast sucks. That's plain and simple, it just sucks. Then we're rocking Shift Gear plus Calm Mind. I figured Shift Gear plus Calm Mind could be a little easier than just, or I figured it could be possible with screens up, of course. Shift Gear is going to be important to outspeed as fast things like the Coco, Mega Mints, anything like Cloyster that wants to try to set. I mean, Cloyster, if it's set up with Shell Smash, it's faster than us anyways, but hopefully we can set up before that thing gets set up and have rocks up in case he's like Sash or something. But the coverage Flurkin and Aurasphere hits his team pretty hard. Not exactly too ecstatic about it because Aurasphere needs to be pretty boosted for it to do a lot to Steelix, and if he's running Chople Berry, then yeah, I don't really do too much to the Steelix, so I gotta get the Steelix weakened, or at least out of the way, or before this Magearna can go in and do work, because he did bring Steelix last time as a Magearna check, and he didn't even have Chople, but I'm definitely expecting to run Chople Berry this time just to be able to deal with Magearna like 100%, or better at least. And then get into my last mon, we are bringing Fusion, my Tornadus Therian. I like Whip set this week because Hurricane is very, very nice against him. This one outspeeds everything else team outside of Tapu Koko, I believe. Yes. Outspeeds everything outside Tapu Koko. And Hidden Power Ice is there because it hits things like the Mega Mints for stronger damage. That's basically all it hits, really. I mean, it's more accurate for the Tangrowth if I need to pick it off. Then Taunt plus U-Turn is really good. I want to taunt him because his team's very setup heavy, and I know Oak just loves using setup in general, so taunt's going to be very important there, considering we're faster in every potential setup mon, barring like Calm Mind, Tapu Koko. And then U-Turn out for momentum. If we can ever U-Turn out and get momentum with this into something like a Scarf Kyogre and just put a dent to his team, then we are looking good. And another thing good about Tornadus is it pressures the Tangrowth a ton, which Kyogre obviously does not enjoy, so that is very good to have the combination of those two on deck together. And I guess I didn't really give the recap of his team, but you guys can see it right there, so I guess I'll just go ahead and let you look at that. With the Z captains being Tapu Koko and Alolan Persian, of course. But yeah, anyways, I think I cover the team pretty good. Dual screens Meowstic could be very, very important for me. Setup Magearna. We have pivoting abilities with Landorus and Tornadus, Scarf Kyogre, and then Rocks Druddigon. So let's just go ahead and get into the battle. Alrighty guys, we are back in the battle up against Coach Oak and his Ichitan Incineroars. And yes, semifinals guys, it's do or die right here. So as you can see, he did decide to bring the Deoxys Defense, Tapu Koko, Steelix, Slurpuff, Cloyster, and Mega Salamence. Now, right away, I know I talked about this in the team builder, there is no Tangrowth. Okay, no Tangrowth. This means Water Spout is going to be pretty much two shots everything on his team, barring like maybe Assault Vests, Mega Salamence. Soul Vest Mega Salamence. No, like in the Soul Vest, Deoxys with like max HP, max special defense might be able to take 2, but like then like it can't do that much back to me, and I have switch-ins to it. Well, I don't have switch-ins to it, but like I can get screens up and just like pivot around it pretty easily if it's a Soul Vest. So I'm really confused why Tangrowth didn't come, but then again, he probably has an idea better than I do at this point in the game. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get into the battle. I think I've decided to lead off here with my... What did I lead off with? Yeah, I think I just lead off with my Kyogre. I didn't see Tangrowth, so that very much excited me, so I decided to lead off with my Kyogre. As he's going to lead off with the Cloyster right here now. He leads with Cloyster turn 1. I don't really expect him to be like a setup variant, like that he led with this now. So he could be like hazards. He definitely could be hazards, like a Sash hazard lead would make sense against me. And I don't really expect it to take damage from this thing. Even if it does take damage, or even if I do take damage, it won't do very much to me at all. So I can still just hit this thing with a Water Spout and do a ton. But right here, you're going to see I actually outspeed him right here. Well, I'll speed him. I'm Scarfed, and I click Water Spout and knock him out. He actually revealed to me after the game that he was Choice Scarfed with Toxic Spikes and stuff. So I guess he was trying to get a layer of Toxic Spikes up, which obviously is nice, but like it doesn't affect my team as much. It doesn't affect Landorus, Magearna, or Tornadus. So I mean, if he was Sash right there, it would have made more sense, but I don't know. We was knocking him out there with the Water Spout, which was awesome. And that's one threat out of the way, because if that thing's set up, then it's pretty annoying for things like Landorus, Tornadus, and such. So yeah, that's gone. He's going to go into his Mega Salamence right here, which is probably his best option to take a Water Spout at this point. And at this point, even if he sets up a Dragon Dance, I have ways I can pivot around into it. I feel like he's going to set up a Dragon Dance right away, because Coach is just a really aggressive player when he really wants to set up and stuff. So that's what I predict, as I believe I switch into... Oh, yeah. I'll explain this play. This seems like a very, very weird play, considering this is like my main win con. But right there, I pretty much like... I have 90%, about 90% feeling he would set up a Dragon Dance on that turn, right? And I basically wanted to put him in a position where he would think I'm Shuka Berry, or... Yeah, I basically want to put him in a position where he thinks I'm Shuka Berry, going hard into my Magearna like this. Basically, if he went straight for the return, it would have done about 30%, which obviously is a good chunk to my Magearna. But then I could still scare him out potentially with the Shuka Magearna, which I'm actually not, is, you know, I'm the Fairy MZ. So that's the idea here. But just in case he does not fear that, and he wants to go straight for the Earthquake, I'm going to double out here into my Landorus on the Mega Salamence. Now, the reason I didn't go hard into Landorus to begin with is because this is offensive Landorus, and it's not going to be able to... what is it? It's not going to be able to take a neutral return from Mega Salamence very good at all. So I had to basically make a pivot into Magearna here. It's a very aggressive, like, risky play, but I had to go with it. And now I'm going to double onto my Landorus, predicting either the Earthquake or him to switch out, fearing the Shuka Berry, which he does switch out right into Steelix. So this works out for me perfectly. And right here, I can just click U-turn, break his 30, and then go right back into Kyogre, which I don't think he's going to attack me right here. Like, he could have Ice Fanged, I guess, against my Landorus. But like that would have done like literally 5% to Kyogre, or he could have maybe Toxic, which would have been a cool play. Which I do have the Heal Ball Breath tactic, which could have got rid of that eventually. But he sets up his Rocks, which is fine with me, as my team's not too affected by them, I guess. Tornadus obviously takes 25, but it can regen it off. But his 30 is broken at this point, and he has really no switch in, so I kind of just expect him to sack his Steelix right here, which is exactly what he does, and we just knock it out. So that's awesome. He's got Rocks at this time, but he did have to sack another Mon. And let me go back and play. We do knock out the Steelix, like I said right here, with Kyogre. So Kyogre already put in the work as Mega Salamence comes out yet again. So this was another risky play in a sense, but not really. I actually decided to go hard Meowstic on this Mega Salamence right here. If he wants to return, I believe it kills me after Rocks. I don't have enough defense investment to take a return from a Jolly Mega Salamence. Which he could knock me out. If he wants to set up another Dragon Dance, I can Thunder Wave the Mega Salamence, and then either Revenge Kill with Kyogre, which is probably my best play actually. Yeah, go into Kyogre and Revenge with Ice Beam, and if he wants to switch out, obviously, then he has to switch out. So that was my idea, plan behind that. So I go hard into Meowstic, and if he just knocks me out right here, I can go right back into Kyogre anyways and just knock him out with Ice Beam. If he wants to switch out, then that's fine. He sets up a Dragon Dance right here, it makes a solid play and fears my Thunder Wave, and goes right into Deoxys defense. He has the Lumberry, so good prep there. As I believe I switch out hard this turn and go right into my Kyogre. Basically, last match we faced, he had a nasty plot. Deoxys, and I kind of expected him to be that same variant because it put in a good amount of work against my team last time. So on the off chance he went for like a he made a passive play or a defense play, I want to go hard back into my Kyogre and get a huge Water Spout off on this thing. If he attacked me, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I can still hit it with an Origin Pulse, and if he didn't want to knock me out, it kind of sucks because Kyogre is a very good monster at this point, but it was a risk I was willing to take. As he's going to actually double out into Tapu Koko, so this is a very interesting turn because obviously he could be Choice Scarf Tapu Koko. right? He definitely could be Choice Scarf Tapu Koko. But at the same time, if he's Choice Scarfed, he has to go for the Thunder. The only thing can knock me out right here is with Thunder if he's Choice Scarf. If that's the case, that gives me a switch in to go into my Druddigon. That gives me a switch in to go into my Landers for free, essentially. I can click U-turn, build a ton of momentum. Obviously, I do lose Kyogre, but the chance he's Choice Scarf Thunder and he actually goes for it right here is pretty unlikely in my opinion, and I am actually going to risk it right here and click Water Spout. And as you can see, he is not, and we end up knocking out Tapu Koko. And out comes the Mega Salamence. Now, at this point, I didn't want to... I had a feeling he was going to change it up this time. I had a feeling he was going to straight up attack this time before setting up. Just to take advantage of my switch out and get a ton of damage on something. Because at this point, he's down 6-3, so I think he needs to make an offensive... Or like, I mean, obviously Dragon Dance would be an offensive play, but I think he needs to make a play where he actually can pull himself a little bit back in the game. And I think attacking on my switch could be very nice. So he could get potential free setup later on. So I actually stay and click Water Spout, and at this percentage, I'm going to do a ton to him. I do 68% as he ends up going for the Aqua Tail and misses. Now, the Aqua Tail miss is a little unfortunate because it would have done about 20% to me, like 25, I believe, in the rain. So obviously, my next Water Spout would have knocked him out, but it will. I'll show you why it matters here in a second, a little bit. But we knock him out there with a Water Spout, which is nice. And we would have been. He goes up Deoxys, and we would have been about what, 20 to 25. We would have been at 63 to like 68%. Somewhere around there, and the Deoxys comes in. As you can see, I just spam Water Spout yet again, and it's going to do 75 to the Deoxys. If we were around the percentage where we could have been after the Aqua Tail, then I believe he would have been around 40%. Somewhere around 40%, 44, something like that. And after the Cosmic Power, he actually would have taken my next Water Spout because the rain is gone and everything. So that's weakening my Water Spout a ton. I'm at 67%, the rain's gone. He's at +1 now. I believe he actually ends up taking the hit, which is really unfortunate, but at the same time, like, I'm not sure if he would have lived, but I think this is my last Water Spout right here, which is actually kind of crazy, and we actually end up knocking his Deoxys out right there. And then out comes the Slurpuff. Now, this is a little dangerous because obviously I just used my last Water Spout. I'm in a range where I either struggle or I switch out. Now, you guys know what Slurpuff does. Obviously, Slurpuff is going to click Belly Drum right here. That's his only play to potentially get back in this game, as I believe I go hard Meowstic as I'm out of PP on this. And I need to paralyze this thing immediately and make sure Landers can outspeed it, because after the Belly Drum, he's not going to be able to get back up to full, and Landers does about 70-some% to this thing if it's not defense invested. But as you guys can see right there, he actually messed up on his EVs a little bit, and he did it wrong, and he's at 51%, so he doesn't get a Citrus Berry boost, which means he is not going to be faster than my Mon. He's not going to be getting the Unburden boost, essentially, which is unfortunate. He messed up on that. I actually end up going for the Reflect first, just because I want to be able to take damage. I want to be able to get the switch into my Landers freely, because my Meowstic's running 4 status moves like I was talking about, and now I want to paralyze the Slurpuff. He gets fully paralyzed right there. Kind of sucks, but at the same time, it does stall to turn and Reflect, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. And I think on this turn, I actually make the aggressive play into my Landorus, as I can take any one hit from it. And I know since he didn't get the Unburden boost, I can knock him out with an Earthquake on the following turn, as he's going to get back up to 73%. And that's exactly what happens. We knock him out and do 72.8. And we are able to win this game against Coach Oak. We do win 6-0, but like, I do think that comes down to, like, I don't know. I feel like if he brought Tangrowth, it would have been like closer in a sense, where Kyogre couldn't have just run over his team, because Kyogre did pick up 5 kills, I believe. Yeah, everything but the Slurpuff, I believe. So I don't know. I think he played a good game though, like really preserving his Salamence, not letting it get status, or not like letting it die to the Magearna, potentially Shulkaberry Magearna. So I think he played his Mega Salamence very smart. Just, I don't know if he took advantage of some of the offensive turns he had, which probably ultimately lost him the game, I guess. But either way, like, Coach Oak had a very good season, and I applaud him for that for sure. Very scary offensive team. Never fun to prep for that team. But yeah, with that, guys, we are actually going to be advancing to the finals, and if you do not want to hear spoilers on who we face, then go ahead and leave and come back in about 15 seconds. Yeah, we are going to be facing Bash and his New York Muse in the finals. So my good friend Bash, this is going to be awesome. We faced Bash about 3 times total, and yeah, it should be awesome. Like I said, I'll go ahead and stop talking about that now, but yeah, anyways, that's basically it for me, guys. If you want to be back for the finals, that should go up today or tomorrow, the same day this video goes up, or the day after. So definitely look forward to that. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. Peace.